So batch processing with Excel tables is actually quite efficient. We think it's a little bit more efficient than the conventional batch sheet process that was in Nitro-CELL for many, many years. This enables you to kind of do things a little bit more dynamically. And even though the batch sheets are still there and they'll still be there, using tables as batch elements is actually quite a bit more efficient. So here's a couple of reasons why. So let's take a look at the batch command that we have. So there's a table application batch start, and this has a few requirements. So it needs an input table of items, an execution worksheet to run, a place to write where each item is going to be written in the execute sheet uh, for it to do something with, and then also a table to start reporting information back. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to actually kind of populate a table with some content. So I've already put in this line up here, and let's just do a list files, list some files out of the working directory. Let's just do a pla.prt, just match anything that's there, and we're going to write that to my table. Okay, so that satisfies like our first component of this. So we need to know that our data is coming from my table. Okay. Now, the next thing it needs is an execute sheet. So I'm going to actually come back to Nitro-CELL and say we're going to create an execute sheet, but we're going to run it from a batch function, um, and we're going to create something called a cool process worksheet tab here. And within this particular worksheet, we're going to come in and we're going to say I want to open whatever file is put right here. So that is at E8. So we're going to be passing data to cool process worksheet at cell E8 is where we're going to be writing that content to. The last thing it needs is to know how do I report back what the status of the batch was, meaning when I ran that, did it complete successfully, did it fail, or whatever. And to do that, we're actually going to enter in, let's create a new table, call this result table. And we're going to go put that on the same WoW tab that has yet to be created. So let's go ahead and give the name of the table that it's going to be writing to. Okay. So this looks like everything that we need to do things. Again, this execution sheet is just going to open whatever files dropped into there. And then we're going to go off and do some other cool things. So let's go ahead and run this and see what it looks like. So when we press the do it button, you'll notice that it's creating those tables. And just to show you, it's already finished the process. So here's my table that we created. And then here is the results table. So you can see here the last item that has been placed there is the last item in the table that's been processed, and everything's been completed properly. So let's go open this up and say, okay, let's go try running all of our parts. So in this case, you can see here that it is looping through each of those items and performing that batch operation on each one. So this is pretty much just how it works. It's very straightforward and very easy. The table create functions, of course, are clearing content out. So if we put in just star.asm, which there's only one file in this particular case, and run it, it'll work. And once you have this report here, you could use this report to either as a component for summarizing data with Power Query or doing other cool things to build sub batches or run other batch processes based on the findings or the outputs of a previous step.